And welcome to our midweek edition of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. As we mentioned earlier in the week, this past Friday was the first time since October of 2005 that all four Bulloch County teams came out with wins, and football wins rather. You had the Statesboro High Blue Devils. They won this past week at Greenbrier. This week they'll be at home taking on Liberty County. You've got the Bulloch Academy Gators coming off a big win against Edmund Burke. They have a bye week this week. Portal knocked off Trutland County this past Friday night. This week they hit the road for Jenkins County. And for the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, they beat Screven County this past week. This week on the road at Tattnall County. As for the Georgia Southern Eagles, it's the long-anticipated debut for head coach Chad Lunsford and his Eagles as they'll be hosting South Carolina State. 6 o'clock at Paulson Stadium. We'll hear from Coach and some of the players. It's also the debut for Jen's Pick 6. Jennifer Hirsch will join us at the end of the show to give us her picks for this week in college football. Stay with us, plenty more to come, including up next, the Statesboro High Coaches Show.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
No credit refused isn't just an offer, it's a way of business and has been for over 100 years. No banks, no ridiculous credit requirements, just local Badcock store owners who treat you right and give you credit when others won't. It's never been easier to express your style and love your home.
The Statesboro High School Coaches Show is brought to you by Synovus. And joining me now, the head coach of the Statesboro Blue Devils, Jeff Kaiser, and coach coming off a big win on the road at Greenbrier. You guys went up there and were able to pull out a 7-3 victory, led a lot by your defense, who looks like they really improved a lot over the past season.
Yeah, our defense played well, especially our offense putting us in a couple of binds, turning the ball over, and had a couple of drive-killing penalties. We were very pleased with our defensive performance. I had a lot of guys contribute and held Greenbrier to right at 100 yards of total offense. So it was a good team defensive effort. The last drive of the game, when we had a big stop, we had 4 10th graders on the field at one time. At that time, defensively, so got a little youth, a little more speed, and seemed to be a little bit more well conditioned. We shot ourselves in the foot. We had 2 drive-killing penalties and 2 turnovers. We just got to get more consistent. If we don't get and put those long yardage situations, we are a little bit better off. But we averaged over 4 yards per carry as an offense and had a 100-yard rusher. We just made some mistakes at key times that kept us from driving the ball and holding it even longer than we did.
Well, the important thing was you got out of there with a victory, the first opening game of the season victory since 2013. Now you're going to be stepping up in competition. You have Liberty County coming in to Walmart Field coming up on Friday.
Yeah, a very, very fast football team. They have 10 returning starters from last year's team on offense. They're youthful on defense, but very physical and very, very fast. They're a very well coached, good football team. We had our hands full. Looking forward to our first home game. What
do you feel like you got to do to pull out a victory here on Friday?
Same thing we did last week. We just got to eliminate the mistakes offensively. We can't have penalties, can't turn the ball over. We still got to play good defense, control the clock, control the ball, and hope we have a shot to win it at the end.
I know a lot of times last year some of these mobile quarterbacks seem to give you guys a little bit of trouble. Do you expect them to have that this year?
Yeah, they will. Mobile quarterbacks give everybody trouble.
No.
They have a very outstanding running back, a very outstanding quarterback, running quarterback to complement him. They have several weapons offensively, so we'll have to make sure we're disciplined and taking care of our assignments.
All right, that's Jeff Kaiser. Join us in just a moment. We'll have the Statesboro players with us. A reminder that the Statesboro High School Coaches Show is brought to you by Synovus. All right, join me now, Statesboro players. We got Greg Edwards representing the offense, and Corey, I guess you played both ways, but primarily on defense. Greg, let's begin with the offense. I know Coach is kind of counting on you guys to not make mistakes, eat up some clock, and put up a few points when you can. Seems like you did it. Picked up a big win against Greenbrier. Your thoughts on how y'all played?
I feel like we did pretty good. I just feel like we had a couple mistakes mentally, and we just had those drive killers. Mental mistakes, stuff like that nature.
All right. Well, Corey, you played on both sides of the ball. How do you feel like offensively you did, but primarily defensively, which you guys looked really good?
Offensively, we moved the ball. We just got to, like Greg said, we got to make up for them MAs, missed assignments, and do better. And defensive, we just got minor mistakes. We can do better. Just continue to run to the ball and do what we've been doing. We'll be good.
What do you expect out of Liberty?
Just got to do our thing, As long as we follow our rules and do what we're supposed to do, Be another dub on the season. All
right. Well, Corey, same thing. I mean, Liberty. You've seen them the past few years. They usually have a lot of good athletes, and it looks like they got that again this year.
Yeah. I was just scrolling through Twitter the other day, and all my friends talking about Chris Coleman, the running back from Liberty. We're not going to take it light on him. We expect good things from him, so we just got to continue to get better day by day.
The Statesboro High Coaches Show has been brought to you by Synovus.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
It's now time for our Southeast Bulloch segment, brought to you by Martin Turf Farm. And welcome to our Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show. Here with head coach of the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, Barrett Davis. Coach, coming off your first victory as a head coach, first win at Southeast Bulloch. You pick out a big win over top 10 ranked Screven County. How are you feeling, first of all, and tell us a little bit about the game.
It was a great week. It was a great Friday. Our kids played very hard from start to finish and just went out. They bought into our game plan of what we wanted them to do. Still got a lot of things to clean up, a lot of penalties, a lot of little things that we can still fix, but it feels good to get a win and start off the season on a positive note. And hats off to a good Screven County team. They came and played hard, and we just ended up a little bit on the upper side from them. So I'm very happy with the way we started the season.
Let's break it down a little bit offensively. Jabari comes in, and I don't think a lot of people knew what you had in store, and kind of unleashed him on there. 150 yards for Jabari Daniels. You also mixed it up a little bit. You've got Blaze Minnick involved. He scores a rushing touchdown. John Trail Wells does well. Tyler Bailey, and your O-line held up.
It's just it was a whole team effort in what we wanted to do offensively. Our O-line came out. It starts up front. They did a great job. We've had a good 2 weeks to be able to prepare for Screven County, having an off week last week, so that definitely helped. And we were just able to try and spread the ball around a little bit and get it in different playmakers' hands. And our whole offense had a great game. Came out and executed very well.
A couple of unfortunate turnovers on the offensive side, but you countered that on defense by creating a few turnovers, and your defense played pretty solid as well.
Defensively, we felt that we set the tone early. We wanted to go defense first when we came out to start the game, and felt that our kids stuck to their assignments. They read their keys well. The main thing, we wanted to try and get it out of number 8's hands. He's a phenomenal playmaker for them. They've had a few injuries over the past week that may have helped a little bit, but our kids were very aggressive, and that's the tone we wanted them to set, and they did that all night long. So.
All right, well, 1-0 start this week. You got to go on the road, go to Tattnall County, usually a pretty tough squad.
Tattnall County, they have a very good squad. They have a good coaching staff. Look very good on film, very good size, very physical. So it should be a good matchup for us to round out non-region play. And we're going to get back to work today, watching film. Spent a lot of time over the weekend enjoying it for our first victory, but then Sunday we got right back to work. Met at our staff meeting, kind of mapped out how we want to do things. But we're just going to continue grinding and continue trying to improve as the week goes on to get ready for region play starting next week.
All right, that game at Tattnall County, 7:30 kickoff. Stay with us. We'll have the players coming up next. Join me now, receiver and linebacker Toby Williams. And Toby, tell us a little bit about that game. I mean, you guys go in against Screven County, get a great crowd out here, and then you're able to knock off a top 10 ranked team that a lot of people have seen year after year make it long in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. It was exciting. All week we've been working hard, trying to get things going for us, get everything together, and we figured it out and put all the pieces together and came out with a win.
A lot of people expected your offense to struggle a bit after losing Chase Walker from a year ago, but Jabari Daniels comes in, Blaze gets things done on the ground and through the air. How do you feel about your offense?
Our offense is getting better each week. Since the scrimmage, they've improved a lot. The linemen, the running backs have been working hard, trying to work on technique and getting everything right.
How about defensively? I know Coach has mentioned a lot about how the defense is going to have to keep stepping up throughout the year. How do you feel about them?
Yes, sir. Defense, we working hard. Everyone following through with their assignments. And if we do that, we'll be in good shape all year. Just keep working hard.
And join me now, linebacker and fullback Justin Bradley. And Justin, a big win over Screven County. There's a lot of hype coming into this game because you're playing a top 10 ranked team, and you guys handled them pretty well. And you were able to get in the end zone. What was that like?
It was a great feeling. I had to do what I had to do for my teammates. I had to get the W out.
What did you think about the game?
It was a good, hard game on both sides of the ball, but we just prevailed and came out on top.
Offensively, there was a lot of talk about Chase Walker leaving. How would the offense look? How do you feel like the offense looks right now?
Our offense is doing pretty good. We're going to continue doing good. We're just going to get better every week.
How about defensively? You go up against Screven. They had over almost 400 yards the week before. You guys held them under 200. How do you feel like you guys are looking?
We're going to be tougher than every day. Every week we lift weights and get stronger and bigger. We're not doing good individuals. We're all going to be better as a team.
So you got Tattnall coming up this week. What do you expect out of them? It's going to be your first road game of the year.
Well, we're going to go do our business, get it done.
All right, Tattnall County, Southeast Bulloch on the road in Reedsville. Stay with us. We'll have much more coming up after this. Come visit us locally here in Statesboro at Piedmont Loop beside Walmart.
Friday night lights to early morning deer stands, Anderson's General Store in Statesboro is your tailgating and hunting headquarters. Boots from Ariat, Georgia Boot, Irish Setter, Wolverine, and more, we have a pair for you. Check out our Costa and Ray-Ban sunglasses. And apparel from Columbia, Carhartt, and Drake. Dove, ducks, deer, we have all your hunting needs. And tailgate with a Big Green Egg or Traeger grill. Pack in the flavor with delicious sauces and rubs. Haul it all home with a utility trailer. Anderson's General Store, a general store, and so much more.
The Bulloch Academy segment is brought to you by R.J. Pope's Men's and Ladies Apparel and Anderson's General Store. And welcome to our Bulloch Academy Coaches Show. I'm here with head coach of the Bulloch Academy Gators, Pat Collins, and coach 2-0 on the season. After that season opening victory against Pinewood at the Eric Russell Classic, you knew that the competition was going to be up a bit, taking on Edmund Burke, and They gave you guys some trouble for a while, and then you kind of really came on there in the second half.
Well, Josh, it was good to get the win against Edmund Burke. Edmund Burke is a fine football team. I warned our people, our players, and our fans all week that they were a senior-laden team and they were going to play us really tough and hard. And you know, you've got to give them a lot of credit. They were very well prepared and they came to play. And it was one of those situations, Josh, where I felt like that we maybe not have played our best. I don't want to take anything away from Edmund Burke. But the objective was met, and the objective was to win the game. We were able to do so.
You able to get Don Aaron back in the game at quarterback? I know he'd been chomping at the bit to get in the week before. He had some moments. Offensively, you guys moved the ball pretty well, particularly in the second half. Did you feel like you kind of made adjustments there, or what kind of things happened there?
Well, I think we just settled down a little bit. When you look back at the first half, there were 3 possessions that we had. The first possession, we stopped ourselves with penalties. We were on the move and moving well, and then we had 2 untimely penalties. The second possession, we fumbled the ball, and you can't give away the football and expect to do anything offensively. And then the third possession, we were able to drive the length of the field. Yes, we did convert a faked punt in there, but we're able to drive the length of the field. And when you have 2 teams that are primarily going to run the football, possessions are at a premium. They're going to be limited. And you know, there were 3 first half possessions for us, and there were 4 second half possessions for each team. So each team only had 7 possessions. You had to make the most of them.
Well, you got to bye this week. Does it come at a good time? I guess sometimes when you're on a roll, you've won 2 in a row, you want to play again. But sometimes when you've got a quarterback who's still kind of coming back from that injury, maybe it's a good time to have a break.
Well, you know, it's all in how we're going to use the break. We need to get well. We've got some injuries that are lingering, and some 2 or 3 things that we've got to, you know, have corrected during the off week. But we still need to work on fundamentals. I mean, we've got to work on blocking better and tackling better. Defensively, we just missed too many tackles. So it'll be a good fundamental week. We do have a junior varsity game at the end of the week with Pinewood. So a lot of boys who hadn't been able to play an awful lot of minutes will get some time to play, and it'll give us an opportunity to work on our depth as well.
All right, stay with us. Coming up next, we'll hear from some Gator players. We are feeling fall at R.J. Pope's Men's and Ladies Apparel. With the largest selection of Georgia Southern and University of Georgia game day apparel, we make sure you're dressed to win at tailgating. When you're not cheering on your favorite team, we have your style covered. From blazers to AFCO shorts to dresses and heels, R.J. Pope is your one-stop shop. Newsflash, stay tuned for the new, improved, and expanded R.J. Pope's Men's and Ladies this fall. Shop local, shop R.J. Pope, online and in-store at our 3 locations. Join me now, Jake Wasden. Jake, primarily playing linebacker for Bulloch Academy right now. I know you've had some reps there at running back a little bit too, but you're able to be a big part of that fake punt that kind of got the offense going there. Your thoughts on the game from this past Friday night playing Edmund Burke?
It was a rough game on offense at the start, but we got it together at the second half. Heavy on defense in the first half.
As far as the defense goes, I know that's where you're kind of playing primarily. Your thoughts on how the Gator defense has been doing?
I think the first game we were having a rough time on defense, but we've been able to do better against Pinewood and EBA last week.
Yeah, you got a week off this week with the bye week. Does it come at a good time? Do you feel like you guys may benefit from having a little time off?
Yeah, I think that's great for anybody, but hopefully we can keep our stuff fresh on our mind.
All right. Join me now, linebacker Brandon Faircloth. And Brandon, you guys are coming off a big win over Edmund Burke. The week before you knocked off Pinewood. How do you feel like you guys are playing right now?
I feel like we're playing great. You know, we stepped up as a team. We came together for the last 3 games, and we've just been rocking and rolling.
All right, as far as the defense goes, how do you feel like you guys have done? First game, Pinewood, you pretty much had them shut out and kept them on their side of the 50 for most of the game. Edmund Burke, a little bit tougher team, a little better running back there. How do you feel like you guys are doing?
Good. Pinewood was an easier game, but I mean we still had a lot of things to work on. EBA came out, they performed pretty well, but that second half we got it together and put away with a win.
Football is a little new for you. You've kind of been on the diamond more that's where you've usually been. How's football going?
I love it. Love it. Wouldn't change it for anything.
You guys got a bye week this week. Do you feel like it comes at a good time to get a little bit of rest before you got Memorial the next week?
Of course. It's always good to take off for a whole week, practice, get as good as you can, and go out next week and perform.
All right, that's the Bulloch Academy players. Stay with us. Much more to come in just a moment. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998. Providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy. In-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests and ultrasounds, in-house lab. And introducing our new nurse practitioner, Melissa Beasley, as we now accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care. Well, Chad Lunsford was the interim head coach last year for a couple of games. This time around, it's the official head coach of the Georgia Southern Eagles, Chad Lunsford's coaching debut, as he'll be taking on South Carolina State. Him and the Eagles should be a packed house. We had a chance to talk with Coach Lunsford and some of the players as they get ready for their big matchup this Saturday at 6 o'clock.
They're really excited. I know there's a lot of anxiousness, and we got to make sure that we handle that the right way. Our guys are really fired up to get back out there to put a better product on the field than what we had last year, and they've worked really hard to get themselves in position to do that. So I think you'll see a really excited team. We will be smart as far as being simple on offense and defense and special teams so that they can go out there and play fast and play hard. I'm a firm believer in making sure you go into a game very confident. So we don't want to just overload our guys with a lot of different plays or anything like that. And then as you progress through the season, I believe things can be added at that point. So going into this game, we'll be simple. We're going to go out there and just play hard and play fast and, just try to get Georgia Southern back to where it was. I think there'll be some similarities to when Coach Fritz was here and Coach Roos is the offensive coordinator. I do believe that we'll be more of a triple option team than we were with Coach Fritz. There was a lot of double option. There was a lot of called gives and things like that. I think we'll be more of a true triple option than we were at that point. But it will look very similar to that. Again, I think it's just going to be really telling this first game what we exactly are. We always hope to be very explosive on offense. We hope to always dominate the run game, and that's what we'll go in this game trying to do. I'm really looking forward to getting out there and seeing what our offense and defense and special teams look like.
It's gonna feel a whole lot better than seeing the same guy every time. A lot more excitement. Got fans ready to see us play, and so I'm just ready, and everybody else is too. It's mostly about showing that we had everybody know we had a bad season, but we know we got to improve, and it's expectation to win here. So it's just one of those things. We just got to learn. We just come back, learn from our mistakes, and just do better.
How's the defense looking right now? What do you think people are going to look at and think, wow, this is a lot different? Is there anything in particular?
Just know we're more fast and physical team, that we know what we're doing out there, and just we're having fun while we're doing it.
It's very important to not just necessarily just forget about last season, but just remembering just the whole the feeling that we had that whole last season, and just remember what we went through, and just try to move forward, and just know that this is a new season, it's a new team, a new staff, and just try to just grind it out and just taking it slow day by day. You'll be able to see the fun that the players and the coaching staff were having this year, and just the outstanding effort that my teammates are just putting in on and off the field, practice. I feel like the guys are ready to put it all together on this Saturday.
What does it mean to have financial freedom?
At Queensboro Wealth Management, we're helping people figure that out.
And giving them a plan to get there.
If you have a desire to take control of your finances and live with financial purpose,
We
will use every bit of our knowledge to help you.
And there's no cost to get started.
Download a free kit from our website, then give any of us a call. QWM is Queensboro Wealth Management. Let's begin today.
50 years, that's a lot of memories. And at Lee Hill & Johnston Insurers, we've been Statesboro's insurance people since 1963. Recognized as one of the leading agencies in Georgia, Lee Hill & Johnston is independent and offers a complete line of personal and business insurance for auto, life, home, and health. We'll shop companies to find the lowest premiums and best coverage for you, your family, or your business. Lee Hill & Johnston Insurers, the insurance people since 1963.
It's that time of year once again. Jennifer Lee Hirsch here for her Jen's Pick 6. Jen, ready for getting back on the right track here? We're going to start off strong. You got your Georgia Southern Eagles, and they're opening up the season against South Carolina State at Paulson Stadium. What say you?
17 points, Josh.
It's a lot of points, isn't it?
That is a lot of points. When I saw this, guys, y'all have to remember something. You know, last year was last year. And
you're ready to come back strong.
I'm ready to come back strong because I'm going to beat him. He doesn't know that yet, but
all right.
He knows it now.
I do know that. Who you got?
17 points, Georgia Southern all the way.
I'm going to have to go with the Eagles, too. They're at home. They're going to be fired up for this one. You got Auburn playing Washington, one of the only really big games this week. Auburn's given 3. Who you like?
Okay. So I thought about it, and I really did thought about it. And I was like, either Auburn this way or this
Washington.
way. So I went with Washington this week.
All right, I'm going to go with Auburn. They're home. Kind of like them. Notre Dame has given 1 to Michigan, one of the other big games.
Come on, Josh.
We know
one
who
ain't
you
going
like.
to cut it. And the second thing is Michigan's going to win it.
I think you're right. I'm taking Michigan with you. Vanderbilt taking on my alma mater, Middle Tennessee State. Who you like, Jen? Oh, no.
You're going down.
Okay.
You're going down, and I hope your team loses.
Oh, no.
Vanderbilt all the way.
I'm going with my Blue Raiders to pull the upset here, or at least keep it close. Tulane, old Willie Fritz's team, is taking on Wake Forest. They're an 8-point underdog. Who you like?
8 points.
That's a lot.
You know, guys, bear with me here a little bit.
Yeah, Willie Fritz.
You know, Tulane.
Yep.
Tulane.
The Green Wave.
Tulane.
I'm with you, too. Last one on the docket, we got Tennessee getting 10 points at home against West Virginia.
Okay.
The Big Orange.
Again.
Yeah.
A lot of points.
A lot of points.
Now, I don't know why there was a lot of points this week, but maybe that's just the way
People must think West Virginia's good.
I don't know. All I gotta say is Tennessee's going to do it.
I'm going with you like the Vols at home. Jennifer's segment is brought to you by
Lee Hill and Johnson.
All right. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. We'll wrap things up in a minute.